Now it was time for my final task, to perform a tarot reading for a member of the public. Even though I'm standing in an absurdly mystical atmosphere, it's not taking away my nervousness. I'm waiting for a lady to give my reading to. She said she's going to be open-minded. We'll just see how it goes.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Murphy. I live on the Isle of Wight. I've come here today to have a tarot reading with Toni.
Hi Liz, my name's Toni and I'm going to give you a reading today. Could I ask you to shuffle those cards, please?
Of course.
Great. Could I also ask you to split the pack into 3, please? Right, now this spread will be your past spread, okay, and I'm going to do a line of 3 and see what comes up from the cards. Okay. The first thing I pick up generally, there's a lot of happiness in your past, a lot of happiness. I feel this comes perhaps from family. I think you have quite a big family, you're quite close, and I think possibly in this large family there's one central character that has quite a lot of influence on the family. The family kind of rally around and they're a big figure in this family. I sense this person was obviously very strong and wise and obviously a central character in the family. And I think to get to this level of wiseness and maturity, I had an awful lot of fun, enjoyed themselves a lot. I think they had a fun childhood, probably a lot of travel perhaps around. I'm picking up really it's a gentleman, this person.
There was one particular lady in my life, my grandmother. She was a very strong character and she was very young before her time really. You could always go to her and she always, you could have a laugh with her.
Right, the next layer we'll do is your present. Presently, I'm feeling there's been a challenge recently that either the family collectively has to overcome or possibly yourself. I feel like you're at the point where you have been through the challenge and you're at the point where you're reflecting. I'm feeling perhaps with this challenge you did have a lot of support. I think that probably comes back to the strong family basis. I'm feeling you felt you were quite covered with this family support and that's what helped with the courage. Although I think you know within yourself you've got that strong courage and you're a very strong woman. I think you were able to make a lot of good judgments. I think you were able to see your options and I think you were able to see your options and able to really have time to think about them and to make your final decision. I think the final decision took a lot of thought. During the problem, you felt there was a lot of talk and perhaps people you felt made a lot of judgments. I think for a person in particular, you felt like I'd almost turned your back on you. And I think this come as quite a shock. And I think for this particular problem, this person behaving in this way, I think you had two outstanding people who you kind of rested on.
To do with somebody who wasn't very nice. There was a girl that I worked with or knew for 13, 14 years and she became quite jealous of the fact that I finished work to have my family and I decided to give up work because I wanted to be a mum at home. So there wasn't, so on the money side of it, there wasn't a lot of money, but that's what I had always chosen to do. And she got quite jealous of that and became quite nasty, and that relationship boiled just dry, and so that side of it was very good.
I think the reading went really well with Liz. I was hoping it was going to be okay. I was quite nervous before. I just took some time out, and I found that once I'd laid out the first 3 cards, I kind of just forgot the place I was in. I kind of forgot the environment. I was just focused on what I was picking up from the actual cards, and I just found it kind of flowed after that. I think the reading probably touched on the most was family, particularly these strong women. It was the first instant thing I got with the first 3 cards, and generally it was in the whole layout. I experienced something different than how I feel in daily life. I felt like once I had these cards laid out, I was in a place where I was kind of tuned in with them, and I kind of forgot about all my surroundings. So I feel like that was different in a sense, because I was so tuned in on this feeling. And I feel like perhaps it was spirit communication, or perhaps I was just kind of picking it off maybe the energy Liz was giving me. Perhaps it was just because it was the reading for her. I didn't feel I was getting any clairvoyance. I didn't feel like I could get that. I didn't feel like a clear distinction between either clairvoyance or just Liz's energy herself. Possibly it was just coming from Liz as she shuffled the cards.